Good morning. I haven't been on here in a few days. We're going to get back into my book, Antidote to Anti-Dope, because I am determined to finish out the book, because once have completed it, we're shutting it and we're not opening it again. For those of you that do not know, this helped me heal. I had to write down every single thing that I could remember from the youngest of my age until now. Me, like you, I've been through hell and back. Let's get into it. This chapter is one of my favorite chapters. It's called We Met an Angel. I truly believe that angels, spirits, flow through people, to give us signs, to talk to us, to give us hope, in our darkest times. If you see the smoke, it's an incense. I woke up at 3:59 this morning, went outside, prayed, meditated, showed gratitude for everything that I have, because if it weren't for God and my spirit guides, my ancestors, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'm a recovering addict, alcoholic, and I can honestly say that God has done some amazing things through me because I don't crave it. I pray for people that are still struggling with addiction. Yeah, y'all. So let's get into this chapter. It's called We Met an Angel. Every now and again, Weirdo and I would have these crazy spurts of wanting to DoorDash on foot. We got hungry. We managed taking a DoorDash order and attempting to walk 2.4 miles to get there. Y'all, when we were homeless, you would get hungry. We were starving, and at that point, we were going to once again make the impossible possible. That was one of my favorite sayings. We were going to make the impossible possible. Because, y'all, there's nothing you can't do. The customer ended up canceling their order before we made it to deliver their food. We literally, on foot, tried walking 2.4 miles. We ran too. But yeah, I'm sure we took too long. It's hard to keep a phone charged when you're homeless. That was one of our hardest challenges. And documenting everything and posting it on the internet in hopes to help people make better choices in their lives. Y'all, when we were homeless, I wanted people to witness our journey so that they can see that there was a way out, of anything. We got to eat the order. We didn't make it in time. The customer ended up canceling the order on DoorDash. I will tell you this now. DoorDash saved us while we were homeless. Yeah. But come tax season, we have to pay back what we owe. Which, this coming tax season, they're going to get all our money. But it's okay because God provides things like DoorDash, in situations, These are blessings, y'all. When you are blessed, you need to make sure you return that blessing, so that you don't put blockages, you don't block further blessings, So yeah, this coming tax season, all our money's going to them, but okay, good. At least we know that we have responsibilities that we have to pay, and we appreciate what they've done for us. All right. We got to eat the order. I swear it was probably the best 2 steak tacos we ever ate in our lives. I'm probably just saying that because we were starving. We got up and began walking until we came. Alright. Until we came across this place called Texas Chili Parlor, where we sat on some stairs right across from it. We decided this to be the perfect time to draw signs to panhandle. This is one of our first times. I think our second time trying to panhandle or fly signs. It was an interesting experience. And as we both started writing on our signs, a man walked up to us. He was limping on a cane, wearing a trench coat and a hat with a drawstring in the front under his chin and a mask. The first thing he said was, "I love you," and gave me dap. You know, dap. And then turned to Weirdo and said, "I love you," and gave him dap. This man was called Angel. That was his name. That was cool. We explained to him that this journey is teaching us how to take responsibility for our past selfish ways. Accountability is a hard pill to swallow. It's amazing how everything works itself out. This entire journey has literally been a phenomenon, a divine intervention, a healing that I hope everyone gets the privilege to experience one day. We explained that we had been given the best gift ever, and that it is sobriety as well as a clear head and the ability to walk in the shoes less fortunate than us. Angel asked to see our marker and asked if he could sit down and draw with us. Of course, we invited him with welcoming arms. Angel started to draw, then he would hand the cardboard over to Weirdo, and then it would be my turn. Every time Angel drew, he would say, just look, and then he would remind us that he loved us. The three of us continued to draw together as we drank out of the same big cup of water. We shared. I'm going to move this incense. It's kind of smoky. It smells really good, though. Out of the same big cup of water I got from inside the Texas Chili Parlor. Every so often, Angel would start crying, and I would ask him why he was crying. And he would point up at the sky and say, Cristal, which means Jesus Christ in Spanish. He said God did all of this for us. And we would start crying tears of joy with him. Y'all, I mean, no matter who you believe in, it could be Allah, it could be Buddha, it could be Jesus, you know, there is a higher power. Our existence proves it, you know. So yeah, these tears that we were crying just would stream out of our eyes, you know. It was unexplainable, you know, just the joy. And it wasn't sadness, it was just gratitude. It was just being thankful that the three of us were together at that time in that specific spot, you know. Nothing is coincidence, nothing. God is so good, y'all. No religion is wrong. Unless you're worshiping like idols and Satan and just unjust and hateful things, you know. And remember, it's all in your heart. God gives us free will. All right. But yeah, Cristal means Jesus Christ in Spanish. All right. He said God did all of this for us, and we would start crying tears of joy with him. Ooh. All right, Incense, chill out. No, the smoke is like shh in my face. And we would start crying tears of joy with him. We completely forgot we were making signs to panhandle. Angel would have random spurts of mixed emotions. He would laugh with tears streaming down his face, and then he would cry and say they were tears forgot. I continued to offer him water because by this time the three of us had been outside for at least 3 hours. Our cardboard started looking like a masterpiece. I mean, we would literally sit there with our cardboard and our permanent marker and start like just adding drawings to each other's drawings and go round and round, you know. And it was beautiful how everything connected in the picture to make one big picture. We didn't even know what we were drawing, guys. It was that awesome. Alright. We ended up making friends with a young woman from the parlor. She would sneak outside to smoke a cigarette every chance she got, and Angel would start flirting with her in an innocent and humorous way. He really took a liking to this young lady. Her name was Attila. She was adorable. But we'll get into it. Okay, and she was a feisty, straight-to-the-point type of girl. The first thing she said to Weirdo and I was, "What can I do for you?" Literally, she stood in front of us and was like, "What can I do for you?" She wanted a straight answer, you know, because she had a solution. And she wasn't about the bullshit. She said, "What can I do for you? And is this guy giving you problems?" She was talking about Angel. I'm sure she thought he was some drunk bum, but we were quick to say no. She walked back into work, and Angel said, "If she comes back outside, she better have eaten a steak, fried chicken, and some potato chips, or else she's not coming home with me." I mean, the three of us laughed so hard, and it was a real laugh, you know? The type that makes you cry, your chest hurts, and you almost pee on yourself. That kind of laugh, exactly. Ooh, coffee? Anyone? Yum. I could see this amazing glow in Weirdo's face, a glow that made me adore this Peter Pan, innocent, childlike being that I once treated so badly. My father used to jokingly flirt with women just like Angel was doing, and it used to crack my brothers and sisters up. The older we got, the more embarrassing it became. The last time I laughed so hard, it was with my father. This happened many years ago. My eyes kept filling up with tears. These were tears of joy, and some tears I couldn't explain. I felt like my father was with us. Y'all, I really did. There were so many characteristic traits that Angel showed. I saw my father in this man, this complete stranger, you know? It started to get late in the evening, probably around 7 p.m. The sky was filled with some of the most beautiful purples, pinks, and blues. The sun was full and gorgeous, and Weirdo and I had never actually watched a sunset. Angel started playing music on his cell phone. He played real Mexican music and would sing along and make us watch the YouTube video with him. We would continue to laugh. Strangely, the second song Angel played for us was Mariah Carey's song, "Oh, When You Walk By Every Night, Talking Sweet and Looking Fine." You know that song? I think it's Sweet Fantasy, Baby. Alright. Yeah, it was Mariah Carey. She's one of my favorites, still one of my favorites to this day. I'm not really too into her new stuff, but her old stuff really, grabbed my attention. And then it says, "I'm sure everyone knows what song I'm talking about with just those lyrics, but it's strange to me before Weirdo and I were sitting on the pavement at a bus stop humming the exact song Angel played. And for the life of us, we couldn't figure out the lyrics. This was just a couple days before that, literally. My partner and I were humming this song, and we were like, "Oh, what is it?" And we could not figure it out. And this stranger, Angel, played this song, but it was in Spanish. Tell me you don't believe in coincidence. Or wait, I don't believe in coincidence. Okay, but the stranger was playing it on YouTube for us in Spanish, and this was all the confirmation I needed. Both Weirdo and I knew Angel was in fact an angel. Confirmation, boo-boo. Alright. Alright, hold on, it gets better. My father absolutely loved Mexican food. When I was younger, until 2 years ago when he passed away, our whole family, it's like a few years ago now, since I wrote the book, our whole family would go and eat at this Mexican restaurant. My father would walk in and automatically start joking around, speaking complete gibberish. And I mean, my father was such a comedian. None of us knew what he was saying, but all the Mexicans would laugh so hard, and my father became a fixture at this Mexican restaurant. They treated our family like family. The crazy thing about all of this is, when I was in active addiction, I built this ugly hate for Mexicans for no reason. I didn't even know why. Like, why hate anybody, But I think what it was, it's not that I hated them. It's that I just didn't understand them. I didn't understand their language. I didn't understand their work ethic, which I know they work really hard, And I now know there was an incident in my life where I was taken advantage by one Hispanic man, and I was locked in his home, and he wouldn't let me out, but I escaped. But y'all, it's not just Mexicans. I've had there's been like sexual abuse, like when I had my gangbang with African Americans, and then when I was molested by my mother's father. I now know, and I'm reading this, I now know that y'all, we are all connected. Not one race is bad. There are bad and there are good in all races, you know? Good morning, sunshine. You're in your underwear. Get away. Y'all don't want to see him. He just woke up. But yeah, like, so in all, did you sleep well? Okay, good. But yeah, y'all, so it's not good to discriminate against one race. Okay, we have bad in all races and we have good in all races. So it took me healing and for me to write this book and to understand this. Okay, you can have some coffee. There's still a lot more in that pot, but you can have some of mine. I didn't put any sugar in that, not too much, but yeah. So yeah, so let me continue. I'm telling them the story about Angel.
It smells good.
It smells good. The incense? Yeah. My incense started burning my eyes, so I had to move it over there. All right, so let's continue. But yeah, my father loved Mexican food, okay? All right. None of us knew what he was saying, but all the Mexicans would laugh so hard, and my father became a fixture at this Mexican restaurant. They treated our family like family. And you know, now that we broke down in Austin, Texas, and the majority of the people around us are Hispanic Mexicans, guess what, guys? I've learned these people are amazing. These people are phenomenal. I mean, they take care of you. Like, Robert comes up with like recipes, Mexican food that I've never heard of in my life. Like tortilla. What did you make in there about frying tortillas or? And they have.
It starts with an M.
No, but there's a lot like chorizo. I mean, there's a lot. And then we see Hispanic families, you know, that are actually a family. Like in our apartment complex, guys, like they remind me of my family growing up, the good times, because you'll see like 15 people and they're all Hispanic, you know, and they're grilling out on grills at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Like our family, we would eat dinner that late, but we would be doing it as a family, you know? Your average or your I'm not going to get into it, but your American families, they're in bed by 8, 9 o'clock, which is cool, but like there's so much culture and so much just wonderfulness, and different backgrounds and different ethnicities. And it just reminds me of my family, the good times, you know? But yeah. So Hispanics are awesome. Excuse me. Sorry. My throat chakra. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I love Hispanic people. And you know, we didn't break down here in Austin, Texas by accident. I had to open my eyes and just have the awareness of the different cultures and how much we truly are alike, y'all. All of us, even American families, even African American families, we all are alike. We all are connected, which is amazing. All right, let's get back into the book. Because like I said, when I complete this book, I'm done with it. But I just like to go back and I like to see the growth and the way that I think now from how I thought a year and some ago. And look at it this way, y'all. We all change. We all get better if we put the work in. So if this is how I feel, how good I feel about myself within a year and some, just imagine how good I'm going to feel about myself in another year and some. Oh my goodness. It's the possibilities and the growth is limitless. Is the word limitless or endless? Both of those words. But yeah. All right. Okay. I mean, I was racist towards them, and I had no idea why. Now that I look back, I believe the devil was trying his hardest to distance me more and more from my father. Because what my father loved, he loved Hispanic people. He loved Mexican food. He loved the culture. He felt alive, when we would go into these Mexican restaurants and stuff. And I truly believe that the devil played with me to where, like, I had this resentment and this weird feelings for no reason towards people and cultures knew nothing about. I was ignorant, but my dad loved them, and this journey, it helped me open my eyes and realize this. My light is flickering. I think my dad's with us right now, y'all. Okay. But yeah, and I needed this. But yes. Yeah, he's definitely with us. Do you see how that light is just flickering?
Yeah.
I love my dad. Okay. Okay, so it says, I look back, I believe the devil was trying his hardest to distance me more and more from my father, and that was a way to do it. The more we got to know Angel, the more I saw my father, my actual dad, in him. Oh, that light just went out. Okay, I get it. He had the same eyes as my dad, like a honey brown. Yeah. Lights back on. All right. All right. He had the same eyes as my dad. I began crying every time Angel cried. Out of nowhere, Angel looked at Weirdo and said, "You don't need to get jealous. Narcy is a very special girl. A very good girl," he told Weirdo, my partner. This guy didn't know us, Narcy, he goes to say, Angel said this. He said, "Narcy chose you and only you. You are hers and she's yours." Do you remember this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was amazing. But no matter what you do, never get jealous. During active addiction, y'all, the devil played with us so much. Like, when you're not living right, when you're not in alignment, you'll accuse one another of things. You'll even do things that are immoral to one another without caring, because your heart is blocked and you're under the influence. And yeah, this is why it's so important to get sober, to get clean, so that you can cherish your loved ones. You can actually love them, and respect them. But Angel said, "But no matter what you do, never get jealous. She picked you, and you are very special to her." The three of us were still sitting on these stairs right across from the parlor, and Angel pointed at Weirdo and me. He looked straight ahead. There were two skyscrapers, and right dab in the center of these two skyscrapers, we saw the most beautiful sunset. I'm telling you, Robert and we didn't used to pay attention to things like this, okay? We saw the sunset set right in between both of these buildings. And the cool thing about it is, and whatever religion, whatever faith, whatever you believe in, it's your free will. You believe in it. But at this moment in time, there was a power line right dab in the middle, and it was in the shape of a cross, okay? And the sunset was setting right there, okay? It was perfect. Everything that happened here was perfect. Perfect. It gets better. We saw the most beautiful sunset, and it was setting directly on us and in front of us. The most beautiful shades of purple and pink. They're my favorite colors, guys. You know what I noticed, though, too? Is every time now that I look at the sky and I see the purples, the pinks, and the blues, I think of my father, okay? And what's really cool is my daughter, her cover photo on Facebook, the skies are purple, pinks, and blues. You know what I'm saying? We're connected. You're connected to your loved ones, even if you're not in their life, guys. But yeah, every time, I look up at the sky and I see these colors, I think of my ancestors. I think of my family that's crossed over, passed over. They are never forgotten. They are thought of almost every day. Every day, actually. The three of us had tears streaming down our cheeks. And right dab in the middle of the sunset was a power pole in the shape of a cross. It was extraordinary. It really was. Nothing's a coincidence. What were the chances that the three of us would be at the exact spot at that exact moment, praising God, confessing our sins? I don't really think we were just showing gratitude, and giving the Lord up above a thanks that we now know it's impossible to thank the Lord enough, Because even while you're homeless, and you have absolutely nothing, your belief, your faith, and the love that is inside of you is priceless. These are the things that, you have to really, truly see and be aware of, because life only gets better, after you're awoke. You wake up, guys, from that sleep. It's like being in a deep sleep your whole entire life, and finally you wake up and you see what God's been trying to show you your whole entire life. We began to wrap things up. Angel looked at me and said, "It's hard to look at you. Your eyes. You have the same eyes as my friend Debbie." It was obvious Debbie played a big part in Angel's life. As we began to hug and bid our farewells, Angel held my hand and I asked him, "Will we ever see you again?" And he replied, "Not in this lifetime." Yeah. "But I promise we will meet again in the next lifetime." Didn't he say that? Yeah. I was just like, okay, And the tears and the emotions that I felt this whole entire time were so hard. It was like having that knot in the back of your throat, It was real, All right, after he said, "Not in this lifetime, we will meet again in the next lifetime," we wouldn't let go of each other's hands. I swear my father was with us that night. He told Weirdo he wanted to see us walk away, so Weirdo and I held hands and we began to walk away. I was bawling at this point, but with the biggest smile on my face. I looked at Weirdo and I told him that was my father. Y'all, I know it was. I finally got the approval from my father, the man Weirdo, my partner, that I'm deeply learning to love and I'm falling more and more in love with every time I look at him. I finally got that approval from my father that I was doing the right thing, that I was on the right path, and that I had a protector. I have a protector, and that I need to respect him and he needs to respect me so that we can continue to go on this journey together. Okay, y'all, a complete stranger tells you, the one thing you don't need to do is be jealous, okay? This was one of our biggest demons during active addiction, okay? And he tells this to my partner, My dad was with us, and then for Angel to ask us to walk away holding hands, and he was behind us, right? And Robert and I, or my partner, well, y'all know, Robert and I, we start to walk forward, and let me read. It gets good. And then it says, "All I ever wanted was my father's approval," and I truly believe I just got it. I mean, I do. My father got to tell his baby girl goodbye, and this girl finally made her father proud. He watched his firstborn daughter walk away with the third love of her life. My father being the first, of course, then my son, and then Weirdo, my partner. Yeah. And then my narrator's insert goes to say, "Ever since this incident happened, Weirdo and I have still been broken down, homeless, sober, grateful, and understanding of why everything that is occurring is necessary for our growth, and it's all part of the divine intervention God has planned for us. We didn't break down in Austin, Texas by accident. During this time here in Austin, Texas, we have yet to run into Angel. He did say that we wouldn't see him in this lifetime again, but he promised to see us again in the next lifetime. Can't a living soul ever make me question God's existence again? We all heartedly believe, and we have a lot of work to do. All right, guys, so we did eventually see Angel, and it hurt my feelings, but then I had to think. I looked at Robert, I was like, okay, so, no, Robert went and talked to him, and Angel didn't even remember us, didn't remember who we were, okay? So this makes me believe that, yeah, your ancestors, angels, worked through people, you know, to talk to you, to speak to you, you know what I'm saying? And this is real, this happens, you know, and we are so fortunate and so blessed if we ever encounter a situation like this, to where you feel your family, your Passover family, you know them, you smell them, you see their eyes in someone's eyes, you know, and they love you, and you don't even know this human being. Like, when I held Angel's hand, I didn't want to let go of it. I felt so relaxed, so trusting, and a complete stranger, you know? Y'all, there were blockages that I had in me that I had to break free from. You know, stereotypes, ignorance, things that I had to learn on this journey. I was blocked off from so much stuff. And this whole entire journey was preparation to get me to where I'm at so that I can grow and so that I can heal. Okay? Yeah. Anywho. So yes, if you open your eyes, if you pay attention, God will bless you. People will work through, angels will work through people to talk to you, to give you that approval that your heart, you've desired your whole entire life. You know? Alright, so I'm going to cut this video off. I'm on chapter 40. It's called Recap. Actually, you know what? We're going to read a little bit more. Okay, because it takes forever to upload these videos anyways. So, alright, so we're on chapter 40. It's called Recap. This chapter gives a brief recap. Weirdo said God sent him to me. Both Weirdo and I have tattoos on us of the number 13. Guys, you know what I learned the number 13 is? Spiritually, it means death, y'all. It means a rebirth, okay? It's really cool. But yeah, a weirdo, and I'm just gonna say Robert because this is my part. We both have tattoos of 13s on us, okay? Robert said that God sent him. You better drink some water. Robert said that God sent him to me, okay? A weirdo got his tattoo when he was in a band with his brother called the Red. I changed it to the Red Room. Can I tell him what the real name is of the band? What is it?
The Red Groovy.
The Red Groovy, not the Red Room, but I changed it in here. Okay. And they were going to do something different every 13th track, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy? Weirdo's Adventure was going to be the first 13 track on their first... Wait. See, this is where a spell typo is. First album. And I got mine one night when I was downtown Columbus, Georgia, with income tax money. I didn't know what to do with it. Okay, so I got my tattoo because, you know, I think I was probably like 20 years old. And the cool thing, when you get your income taxes and you're irresponsible and you don't know how to handle money, you go and you blow it on things like tattoos, okay? So I went, it was the Friday the 13th. I got a tattoo with Friday the 13th on me. No significance at the time, but later on in life, I realized, look, my brother that passed away, his birthday is on the 13th, you know? And then now I know that it means death and tarot, death and rebirth, you know, which is really cool. 13 is very significant to me and to my partner. And then it says right here, Little Baghdaddy, which my brother Sharif passed away. His birthday fell on the 13th, and he will always have the biggest part of my heart. He's no longer with us anymore. Weirdo and I have a scar on our foreheads from childhood, and we were both allergic to penicillin. A lot of kids were allergic to penicillin, but still. Yeah. Literally, every time my leg falls asleep, so does his. Does it still?
Maybe.
Is your leg asleep right now?
No.
Okay, mine isn't either. No. No. We, when you're homeless and you're sitting on a corner on a sidewalk somewhere and you really have nothing too much to talk about and you're like, hey, my legs are cross-legged. Yours are cross-legged. Is your leg asleep? Yeah. His leg would be asleep too. This is, when I wrote this book, I was so dreamy and I had hope and just thought positive. And I still think positive about everything, but I'm so just dreamy. I am a magical being, and I'm not talking about voodoo hoodoo. I'm talking about dreamy, y'all. Yes, I love life. Okay. And I made whatever situation we were in while we were homeless, I made it positive, because that's what you have to do if you want to make it out and make your life better. You have to have hope. But yeah, literally, okay. He completes my thoughts and vice versa. Let me tell you something about my partner. Robert, I don't know if I want you in the room. No, I'm just kidding. My partner and I, we get each other. He knows what I like. I know what he likes. We just get each other. But it says, we know what each other is thinking before words even leave our mouths. Both of us have brothers that supposedly committed suicide. Strangely, when I get cuts or scratches, he has marks in the same exact spots as me. As a little girl, I imagined my Prince Charming looking exactly like Weirdo. Yeah. It's weird, huh? It scares the shit out of me. His height, his eyes, his hair, his torso, especially his torso. Just the way he's built, it's really weird. And I didn't realize this until we got on the journey. His facial structure, like his cheekbones, or his right here, I remember it in a dream, y'all. But yeah. He's my soulmate. He's my soulmate. It says I'm kind of shy to read this, okay? Because he's sitting right there. But yeah. Bye.
I'll go in the room.
No. Yeah, put some clothes on. No. He's my soulmate, my protector, my angel. God is a genius, y'all. We met Angel on August 13th, 2022. Tell me this is a coincidence, and I'll look at you like you're crazy. God is so good, So good. We're on chapter 41. We're already in 38 minutes in. Okay. Chapter 41, Not by Coincidence. Weirdo and I were determined to help people even around my job. Plus, we were still waiting at the Trinity Center to get his birth certificate in the mail. He needed a birth certificate so that he could start working. So it was only me working, which was cool. Okay. I'm going to say this because back in Alabama, I wasn't working. I didn't hold down a job. And my partner was. So I think God was like, okay, Darcy, it's your turn to work. And your turn to, get in alignment. Learn how to be a productive citizen in society. It's time to get your shit together. Okay? So, Robert, he had a break. Robert's not the type of person that's going to sit around. No. He door dashed. And I mean, this man, he went for miles and miles and miles, you know, and yeah. He door dashed while I worked. We were, y'all, we helped each other get through this. We are that power couple, you know? Okay. This was on one of the 2 days that I was off at U-Haul. I had my license and my social security card, and I did my application. Weirdo didn't have his license or any of that, but they needed help at one of the construction sites and asked both of us to be there in the morning. It was one of these labor-ready places that we just walked up on, and yeah. Oh, this was before I started working. No, I was working at the U-Haul. But I decided to work here too every now and again. There was a big possibility that they would send us out, even though Weirdo didn't have like the proper identification. Weirdo was born in Muskogee County, so we had to wait on his birth certificate. Okay, Weirdo was born in... Okay, it was really strange to me because we had already put in for his birth certificate, but we put it in for Lee County, and that's not where Weirdo was born. Weirdo couldn't remember if he was born in Lee County or Muskogee County. He had some blockages, too, that we had to push through. We learned that a little later. He had no idea where he was born. His mother got him and his brother's birthplace confused, which is weird because at times I confuse two birthplaces of both my children, but that's part of my alcohol and drug use. Thank God for sobriety. I'm clear-headed and my memories are coming back. I'm telling you guys, this is why it's important to get sober, because these are things that are important to know. For people that are reading this and live in Austin, Texas, the Trinity Center is one of the many establishments that help the homeless. You can get a picture ID and a social security card at the center. So Weirdo and I decided to walk for a bit, and we came across a staffing agency called Pace Setters. Whew. If you are physically able to work, you need to. Idle minds are the devil's playground. Yeah, it's true. I am super excited that I was actually able to use that phrase. I'm a nerd, I know. I am a nerd. I love it. So we decided to walk for a bit, and we came across a staffing agency called Pace Setters. We met a female named, her name is Iris. This was one of the 2 days that I had my social security card. Or that I was off at the U-Haul. See, there's a lot of editing that I wish I could go back and fix in this one. That's why there's part 2 coming out. Robert didn't have his license or any of that, but they needed help at one of the construction sites and asked us to be there the following morning. There was a possibility that they would send us out. Robert and I decided we would go and get some pizza from the 7-Eleven and find a place to sleep. We came across a nice apartment complex with a parking garage at this time. Ooh, excuse me. We needed a shower too, so we had learned to quit being bashful, and every time someone came up to the main entrance, we would ask them if they would use their key to let us in the pool entrance for us to take a dip and get cleaned up in the pool. At least 3 of the tenants just walked by and ignored us. I got my feelings hurt. And just gave up. We ended up being full from our pizza and falling asleep right next to the entrance of the apartment complex. We were woken up by this white male, probably in his mid-20s, screaming, "You all need to get your fucking asses up. You all can't sleep out here." He had his dog right up on us. He was a really nice dog and didn't behave like his owner. Robert and I tried getting up, but the guy was literally in our get-up space, and we had no room to stand up. At this time, I had enough with being homeless, being treated like wild animals by a lot of people who, in all honesty, acted like worse than wild animals. I was fed up, and so was Weirdo. I couldn't bite my tongue anymore. There was another tenant watching this entire incident from the side. She was probably in her early 60s, blonde hair and somewhat rock star looking. She seemed scared and didn't want to get involved. I stood up for what I knew was right. "Dude, you don't know where we have come from. You don't know what we have been through," I went to say. And then he says, "I don't give a fuck." He was so belligerent. And then he goes to say, you're a fucking whore and he's a fucking crackhead. You need to get the fuck off my property before I call the cops. He yelled. Right then and there, I knew he was under the influence of something. The kid screwed up when he made me cry. That was Robert's last straw. He would literally die for me. That's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. Not that he would die, but that after all these years going through all the things I've been through, I finally get that protector I had wished for my entire life. It's a good feeling knowing someone genuinely has your back, and I have his back no matter what. He's my protector. Robert flung his coffee at the guy. I'm proud of Weirdo. Honestly, it's the guy was so up in our faces. It was unbelievable. It was just like, what human being would be like this, So Robert just goes to fling his coffee. All right. It says the way the kid was acting, you should really beat the hell out of him. I don't think like that anymore, but it was an incident. It was pretty bad. I was holding him back and the kid was antagonizing the hell out of him. He kept getting literally an inch in our face. The kid tried recording us on YouTube and telling us that he was going to share with the world that this crack-ass bum flung coffee on him. The kid asked for it. And finally the cops arrived. Right before the cops had arrived, Weirdo kept telling me to come on because this guy was not worth our time and needed to go before we ended up going to jail for something we didn't deserve, just like when we were in Dallas, Texas. Let me tell you, on our journey, in the beginning of our journey, I'm going to pause this part of the book. When we were in Dallas, Texas, I was sitting in the passenger seat of my Chevrolet Tahoe, and we get pulled over. I wasn't even driving. And the cop gives us a ticket because I was in the passenger seat without a seatbelt. The cop doesn't even ask Robert for his driver's license. Robert didn't have a driver's license to drive, okay? The cop wasn't even paying attention to the driver of the vehicle. He was paying attention to me when I had a seatbelt on the whole entire time. He still asked for my ID, did not ask for Robert's, and I got a ticket. Tell me how that makes sense. It doesn't make sense, okay? The devil was after us so bad, We were gonna get out of Alabama, and we sure as hell did, no matter what came our way, okay? This is how the devil works. The devil works in injustices and corruption and lies. He will steal your kids. He will try to steal your love, your hope, your faith, but don't let him. If you gotta get the hell out of town and dodge, do it to save your soul. Real talk. But yeah. It says, remember that the devil is real and he really does work through people. The devil was working through this cop as he was working through this kid that kicked us out of the apartment complex. But the guy failed to mention when the police arrived that he had threatened us with a gun and a knife. This kid really did. And this was all because we were sleeping at this apartment complex entrance where it was well lit and we wouldn't be woken up by someone kicking our heads in and stealing our shit. We have had suitcases stolen before. That's when we learned how to travel light. It's crazy because it seemed the spot we chose became more dangerous than sleeping outside of the Capitol with all the other homeless people. Where is the love, y'all? Okay. The cops got there and I was firm with my beliefs and stronger than ever. I wasn't going to budge until I spoke up for both Weirdo and me, and I was shaking so badly, y'all. I was shaking. I was just so upset. This kid really had no idea what we had been through and how hard this journey really was. It wasn't easy. The rock star looking chick was just around the corner observing everything. She actually came and talked to the cop on our behalf. The cops told me to calm down and sit down. Then he proceeded to talk to the belligerent kid, and the kid literally yelled at the cop and told him, I called you. Why are you siding with them? Then the kid told the cop, you seem a little stressed out, but do your job. What? I think the kid was a little stressed out. All right. And you seem a little stressed out, but do your job and put them in jail. The cop did almost the complete opposite and almost threw his ass in jail. Robert and I got up and brushed it off and literally looked at each other and knew God was looking out for us. God never fails us. Man, I'm on a roll. I'm so cute. I know it. God is good to me. I want to continue typing, but I need to get to work. I will continue later. God bless everyone. It really gets better. I was typing, and as I was typing, I was thinking, and that's how I wrote my book. It says, I'm actually at work typing now, and I am grateful to be here. The previous day, my boss told me that I was not leaving Austin, Texas till after March. When I asked him the reason, he said at the end of March, literally. That knot in the back of my throat was there again. I wanted to cry. Robert and I want to see the rest of the United States. We've been in this box our entire lives, and we truly believe our spirits yearn for it. I want to hang out with my biological mother. I want to make her dreams come true because I know as a mother I'm not being involved in my kid's life. I wish I could be. So 37 years later, my mom deserves it. She suffered long enough. My boss even said that if it meant I would return to work at his U-Haul, he would go with me to meet my mother. Alright guys, let me tell you this, because I'm going to cut this video off. All the people that have wronged me in my life, stole from me, took my kids from me, stole my inheritance, just betrayed me, guys. Not a single soul has had the balls or the courage to face me in a face-to-face conversation and own up to what they've done. You know, in the beginning of the journey, I wanted everything to do with my mom because me as a mother and having my kids taken from me unjustly. I know how it is. But, you know, my biological mother even, you know, we don't have contact anymore. And I want you to know that when things like this happen and people are cut out of your life, it is because God is protecting you from things that you don't see. God hears everything, okay? Just keep on pushing through. Keep on pushing. Don't give up and don't let anyone dim your light. Shine bright like a diamond, boo. I love you. Bye. God bless you.